Snow White is going viral because a couple days ago, Disney's newest live action remake garbage, which they've already told us is going to be politically correct, which they've already told us is going to be diverse, which isn't going to be about Snow White finding love. In fact, it's going to be about everything but that. And the dwarves, they might not even be dwarves. Then this fucking picture gets leaked from the set. Video from the set of Disney's newest trash fire. And Disney tried to lie about this, Jeremy. We talked all about it on Friday. We were speculating, is this real? Is it not? Because it wasn't Rachel Zegler, so it didn't look like it was real. It looked so bad, but at the same time, there's a big camera crew there, so it had to be something. Disney finally had to own up. After trying to lie to everybody and say that it was fake and having left-wing news sources running with it's a fake picture, they finally had to tell us that, no, this is real, and it is this bad. Disney's live-action Snow White under fire for replacing 7 dwarves with magical creatures of all sizes and genders and colors, apparently. Obviously, we saw the backlash to this. It went immediately viral. But then you had articles like this. Snow White set photos that spark conservative backlash are fake, Disney says. This is from the Daily Beast. Now, I had to take this from my video I made because that headline has changed over at the Daily Beast. Now it says, Snow White set pics stir anti-woke criticism. Disney initially claimed the pictures from the live-action set were fake, but later backtracked. Yeah, they did have to backtrack. They are real. Now, there is some clarification. They said that, hey, it has a stand-in for 2 of the actors, like Rachel Zegler and one of the other guys in the picture. But it's not an official set picture, guys. But yeah, it's from our set. We're doing photography. We're doing post photography on this. This is a real thing. How embarrassing for Disney. They even tried to lie about it and ended up getting called out.
Well, I mean, like I've been saying this for a while, the momentum continues to build more and more and more. If you look at how the climate was back in 2018, 2019, when you would call stuff like this out, you would get it was a lot tougher to call this stuff out a few years ago than it is now. It's a lot easier to call this stuff out now because there's so much momentum building for it. I mean, a story like this 2-3 years ago would have never caught fire like this one did. This thing blew up. This thing was everywhere. Generally speaking, people are just sick and tired of it. It's why Hollywood is struggling so bad across the board, because people are just so detached from woke nonsense, identity politics. And this right here is just another classic example of how bad things have gotten. And Disney is right now, Disney's leading the charge in showing how bad this has gotten. And I don't think that they can change, even if they wanted to change. They are so far into this from the movie standpoint that I don't think they can get out of this, at least no time soon. And what's going to happen is if and when they do try to get out of this, they're just going to have so many activists coming for their throats. It's going to be glorious to watch it all play out. But for now, continue to roast them, continue to highlight all of this, and monetize the hell out of them. They deserve it. I'm loving every bit of it.
Yeah, and I mean, this is a quote from Rachel Zegler, who's playing the character of Snow White. When criticized over the casting of a Latina playing Snow White, she says, people are making these jokes about ours being the PC Snow White, where it's like, yeah, it is, because it needed that. It's an 85-year-old cartoon, and our version is a refreshing story about a young woman who has a function beyond someday my prince will come. This is exactly what she said during D23 when her and the actress who plays Ariel, Halle Bailey, came out there and said, our versions are more modern. It's more appropriate for modern day feminism. We don't need a man's love. We're going to change these stories and change their races, and there's nothing anyone can do about it. Well, I mean, what people can do about it is not fucking go, which is going to happen. Like, this is going to be a nightmarish disaster for them. This is going to be really bad.
It really will be. And yeah, they deserve all the criticism in the world. They deserve all of the resistance from people, because you are hijacking something that has a following, because you know it has a following, because you know you can't build it from the ground up. It's something I've said 1,000 times, and I'll continue to say it because it's true. The reason they continue to hijack properties is because they don't want to have to work to earn to build those audiences, because they know that you can't build those audiences from the ground up, because the audience that they're looking for is not interested in supporting something from the beginning to build it up, because that takes time. They're looking for the easy route. This is the generation of looking for an easy way to capitalize off something that's pre-existing and already has a following or some name recognition or whatever. It's why they hijack Marvel. It's why they hijack DC. It's why they've hijacked hijack Star Wars, and all of those things are pretty much irrelevant now. So they're moving on to all this other stuff, and they're going to make all that stuff irrelevant too. Same song and dance every single time, and eventually there won't be anything left except for all the new stuff that is being created, stuff like the Rippaverse, and that's what's going to be left. And they ain't never going to touch that shit. So that's where we are with it.
I mean, the most interesting part of this entire thing, I'm not going to sit out there and say Rachel Zegler's ugly or anything like that. Man, casting Gal Gadot as the queen, though, it's going to be tough to convince you that anybody is fairer than Gal Gadot. All right. That's going to be a tough thing for them to accomplish, but we'll see what happens.